to go ahead and buy that Intel laptop or build that PC? Listen, one letter at the end of your CPU name can cost you $100 to $300, and one wrong chip can waste even more. I'm Chef. I promise I only cook tech, and in 7 minutes I'm going to tell you exactly which Intel chip you need, what to avoid, and how much you should actually pay. But before we begin, I'm pretty sure you must have seen chips with the name Intel Core i5 13400F and so on. The 13 over there stands for the generation. The 400 isn't literal, but it identifies where that CPU sits within its generation and performance tier. And the last letter always represents something. So screenshot this, it will save you time and cash. First up, the Intel Core i3. This is the entry ticket to the world of Intel CPUs. It's for basic stuff, browsing, streaming, typing that assignment, and even maybe some light gaming. It's usually around 4 to 6 cores. But listen, if you are trying to do any heavy editing or play one of those ultra modern games, that wouldn't end well. And that's why this is a very budget friendly chip, because they just get the job done and bounce. Laptops with i3 often have a U at the end, which means it is saving your battery and not your wall. On desktops, if you see an F like i3 13400F, that's no graphics. The processor needs a separate graphics card, cheaper, but only if you have a GPU spare. So i3s are simple. It's for students, for office workers, and anyone that just want to browse and chill. If you're looking for anything heavier, you should probably look up. Now, for the middle child, but honestly, it's everyone's favorite. The Core i5 always hits that spot. You now have 6 to 14 cores, which is solid. You can now edit videos, work, play real games, and even do some programming, all without sweating like this guy. And no, in chips like this, you should probably look out for the K at the end, especially on desktop CPUs. That's the one you can overclock. And so if you decide to do this, you should probably also get a good cooler, because you don't want your desktop fry. In laptops, U is battery saving, H is for high performance, often in gaming laptops. And yes, newer i3 sometimes matches the older i5s. So don't just look at i3 or i5, check the generation. The newer ones always perform better, same for i7 and so on. Alright, so we are moving up to the big boys, the Intel Core i7 gang. If you are creating content, editing videos, streaming games while you play, or you just have 45 Chrome tabs open, i7 is your guy, because you now have 8 to 20 cores at your disposal, and you can use it for any kind of heavy lifting you want to do. Look out for HX or H for high performance if it's a laptop. It will run a bit hot and even eat up your battery. But I mean, you are getting a high performance in the long run. At this level, some people may now go for the AMD Ryzen 7 because it's run a bit cooler and it is cheaper. But the Intel i7 is still pretty strong, no shakes. And then we get to the boss level, the Core i9. This is not a regular PC. It's good settings, 16 to 24 core, pure power, 4K video editing, heavy 3D design, ultra gaming. But to be honest, unless you're a pro or a tech lover, this PC is an overkill for most of us. And oh, a lot of people now prefer AMD Ryzen 9 chips because it's better at gaming at low wattages. But for pure no limit power, i9 rocks best. Trust me. Now maybe you've heard of Core Ultra, the new boy in the town. This chip is not like the normal Intel I's that we've always known, as this chip was mainly meant for AI. These CPUs have a built-in NPU. That's a chip for handling AI stuff like instant background blur on Core or AI-powered Photoshop edits. If you are working with AI and just want the latest flagship laptops, you will find this here. Intel vPro. This chip isn't about speed, it's about security and business. Found in workplace laptops, remote management, memory encryption, and all that. For regular users, you probably never need to ask for a vPro. But if your office gives you one of these, just know that IT can help or reset it even if you are in another country. You might not see them, but you have definitely used them. That's the Intel Atom. Tiny, super low power chips. Existent in POS machine, display screens, security cams. These are things that never needs to be fast, just cheap and always on. They are mostly not for your phones or your PC, but they work quietly everywhere. We can't possibly make a video without talking about the Celeron and Pentium. This used to be the kings of super chip, but they are discontinued now. Celeron was always at the bottom, with Pentium just having to do a little bit better than it. As of 2023, the Pentium has been discontinued. And if you spot it anywhere, please avoid buying that laptop for your own sanity. Finally, maybe you've heard about Xeon, those fat chips inside servers, workstation, animation studios, 32, 64, and even 120 cores sometimes. These chips never sleep. They are used for data centers, cloud, simulation, and a lot more. But for personal use, this is definitely an overkill, and I don't think you are going to need that much power. Every Intel Intel CPU has its place, from basic schoolwork to Netflix level editing, from basic POS to world biggest cloud. For most people, it's i3 or i5 for everyday, i7 or i9 for power users, and the Xeon for who literally run the internet. Let me know down in the comments which CPU you are rocking at the moment, and did this help you make a choice? If it did, you will also want to know how Apple is helping Google run the entire internet. Link to that video down here.